Hello and welcome back to On Your Beauty. Today's video is actually a wee review. I'm going to review my rather fabulous, beautiful new blush from Dior. And it comes in a little pouch like this. Actually for me it still lives in its box because I'm a wee bit precious about it and I just love unboxing it almost every time I use it, which is a wee bit sad. I have obviously taken out the unnecessary paper and stuff. But this is the Rosy Glow blush from Dior. This blush, it changes colour on your skin, it adjusts to the moisture of your skin basically, that's what changes the colour. Comes in a lovely package like this. My only annoyance is I love this, but the amount of fingerprints all over this already, as you can see, so I'd have to give it a wee rub on my leg just to shine it back up again, which is easy to do, but finger marks just make things look ugly. So it's just got a nice open close click, there's no magnet or anything. And it comes with a mirror, which is always useful, a brush which I have yet to use. It's actually a nice wee soft brush, so you know it is really soft and very lovely, so that would be very useful if I'm out and about and I don't have a blush brush or anything handy. And that just sits here, so it's clear plastic, and then obviously the blush itself. The blush itself has this lovely embossing on it, which is just fabulous. Is it embossing when it's raised? Maybe it's embossed when it's pressed in. I'm not entirely sure, but either way it's beautiful and I love the pattern on it. I don't know what it is about it, I really enjoy it. I know most of their blushes come with like the CD on it or something to that effect. So this has the CD in the clear plastic and obviously Dior written all over it and Dior on the lid. I do actually quite like the packaging on this. The more it's just, it may look slightly cheap to some people in that it's clear plastic and whatever, but it's nice heavy plastic and it's a definite click when it closes, it's not going to fall open. So packaging winner. It also lives in a beautiful little pouch, also a winner. I have very few products that live in pouches. I don't tend to splurge on high-end things too much and it takes me a wee while to really consider something before I will purchase it. So the details. This contains 7.5 grams of product, which is it's about average. So I've just pulled out two other blushes for comparison. This is the Benefit Havana, it's got 8 grams, and I have the number 7 blush and it's only got 5 grams, so you know it's a fair size amount. It is, initially you will see I have just done a tutorial using it and I will try and cut a segment of that to pop alongside or pop in the corner here while I'm talking about it. When I initially apply this, it actually applies similar to, I would say initially the colour starts off on me similar to Benefit's Dandelion, so quite a soft pink but maybe slightly more blue toned, and then as it progresses it eventually will become, if I can find it, it would become very similar to Tarte Doll Face, you know, one of their Amazonian clay blushes. It kind of turns into that sort of shade on my cheeks after it has settled a bit, you know. For me it took, I would say, it sounds daft, but for the true colour to come out it took a good half hour, maybe an hour. It continued to gradually change and I think that was because I walked to work and obviously it's going to be damp and then my skin may be damp and you know, that kind of carry on. So yeah, it went from quite a soft pink to becoming much more full-on pink and, you know, very mid-tone, shall we say, quite a, you know, strong mid-tone pink. I've just made some notes. It lasted really well on my cheeks. You do not need a huge amount of this and you will get a lovely flush of colour and it will stay there. I only noticed it to start to fade at around the 9-hour mark, so that is quite impressive. Some blushes don't last that long, like some of the e.l.f. blushes for example you would have to touch up, or what else? There are some of the cheaper blushes basically and they will fade off your skin. In saying that, sleek blushes last for a long time on me, but this lasted incredibly well. And I only noticed the fade in that it faded from that full-on mid-tone pink back down towards the dandelion kind of shade, and I didn't have as much colour on my cheeks. So it faded off my cheeks and lightened in tone again, which I thought was kind of odd, but quite cool as well. As I said, it applies quite nicely. You don't need very much and there's not too much fallout. You can see there's a wee bit on the mirror. I kind of left it there so I could show you. There's a wee bit there on the mirror and you don't get much more than that. You know, I've wiped that off and checked again, and sort of 2 uses later and I've got that. So I don't think that's particularly bad. It picks up really well. I use a natural fibre makeup blush brush when I'm applying it, and it picks up really nicely in that, and I just ever so slightly, you know, I just use a light hand. With anything you're not for sure of, use a light hand. And when I first used this, I definitely was careful, and I was pleased I was, because as it really took to my skin, you could then see much more clearly the area you had applied, almost, you know, that kind of way. So it applied nicely on me and lasted really, really well. It is definitely more of a want product than a need product. This product has been on my list for quite a while. I have a list on Evernote, and generally I don't really think about it too much, because if I sit and lust after things, I will eventually give in and get them. And I only purchased this because of, I'm sure all of you know, I got redundant, blah blah blah. I had a wee bit of extra money I'd set aside just for me to do something nice with, and this is one of the things I purchased, and I'm so glad I finally did. It sounds daft, but I really, really like this blush. It is quite a cool tone, mid-pink. There's a contradiction on me, and I think it looks nice. I like it. I like that nice pinkness to it. It's not showing up as well on camera, which is frustrating. Hopefully it'll show up better when I go to edit this, but it is quite just a nice soft pink. As you can see there, it's already, obviously it's going to be slightly different on my cheek because I'm just using my finger, but it is, you can see that soft pinkiness to it. It's not chalky, so when I apply it there, it's not chalky. It doesn't feel heavy or powdery on your skin. There's no real scent of it. There's sort of, the only hint I can smell is sort of a rosy scent, but it's not overwhelming, you know, it's not particularly strong. Once it's on your face, you don't smell the product. Other than that, I have nothing further to add really. I'm just checking my notes, but I really am pleased I own it. I would suggest you maybe check it out, maybe just apply it if you're in a store one day and don't happen to be wearing blush, or maybe you get them to apply it just to see what the colour would be on you and see if it's something you would like. I love it. Maybe because I've lusted after it for so long, it just, you know, I clearly am going to like it that bit more. But I really, really love it. As I said, definitely more of a want than a need product. There are other blushes that would do the same. The Amazonian Tarte blush is a similar shade eventually. And the Dandelion blush from Benefit is also, you know, it has that pale pink that you start off with. So you can use those instead. It is £30, 50p for it, so incredibly expensive. I think it's the most expensive blush I have ever purchased, but I wanted it. I eventually give in. I'm not apologising for it. So that is it. Thank you very, very much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know down below, and I will see you in my next video. So thanks for watching. Bye!